Deflation. Now, this makes me feel quite disappointed because it reminds me of a feeling of sadness that I once experienced after doing something very exciting. But let's keep it within the financial realm, shall we? Deflation and disinflation mean pretty much the same, but the latter tends to be used when the phenomenon is deliberately brought about by policy, and the former when it just happens. Neither is a good thing, but as with inflation, the bigger it is, the worse it is. Deflation means that prices are generally falling. For some items, this confers a benefit now to consumers. The monthly food bill and the quarterly electricity bill are lower. Provided wages are not reduced, the consumer is immediately better off. But if prices are falling, there is no impulse to buy the less frequently bought goods. Electrical white goods, for example, or a new car. If sales of fridges and cars are drying up, factories making them will go on to a shorter week and eventually lay people off. These people's wages are now reduced, so the medium and longer term effect of deflation is likely to lead to recession. A short dose of deliberately produced policy disinflation can be useful in lowering inflationary expectations, particularly after a period of high inflation, though bringing pressure on workers to accept lower wage increases than would be delivered by following the RPI. However, this is risky because not unnaturally the workers will not happily accept lower living standards. It is very hard to persuade them that a little pain is now preferable to a lot more pain down the road, not least because the pain down the road will apply to only some of the workers, those by then unemployed, and no one expects that to befall them. It is also sadly true that trade unions have no responsibility for unemployed workers. These people have no one to articulate their cases, while TUs argue only for members still in employment, and therefore union membership. Workers in this context should be taken to mean all employees, not just those on weekly wages, nor just those in trade unions. Phenomenon. To bring about. To confer something to somebody. Well off. Eventually. To lay off. Wages. Medium and longer term effects. Recession. To persuade somebody. RPI, Retail Price Index. Living standards. Preferable to something. Down the road. Not least. To befall somebody. Trade unions. To articulate.